Hey Overthinkers, my name is Courtney and welcome to the Overthinker Guide. If you are just so tired of waiting, you find all of my tips tedious and you're tired of doing that, you just want to go ahead and pay the extra money, well, you can do TSA PreCheck, Clear Plus, or Global Entry to get around doing all of these extra things. So TSA PreCheck is the program where you can enroll to avoid having to take off your shoes or take off your belt or jacket or taking out your laptop, things like that, to get through the TSA line faster. And there's a separate line dedicated towards it. It is $78 for the first time that you enroll, and that's for 5 years. And then once you renew, that's $70. So it's $8 less when you renew. And again, it's going to be for every 5 years, right? Then we have Clear Plus. Everyone calls it Clear, but it's technically Clear Plus. Clear is what you use when you're going into stadiums and sporting events, concerts. But Clear Plus is what you're using at the airport. So Clear Plus uses your biometrics, so your fingerprints and your eye scan, to basically verify who you are, so you don't have to take out your passport or your ID when you're traveling through. So this actually seems to be a much faster line than TSA PreCheck, but you can still get both. You can have Clear and TSA PreCheck. So Clear Plus is $179 per year. So it's not every 5 years like TSA PreCheck, it's per year. If you are traveling with any children that are 17 and younger, which means under 18, then they get to go for free. You don't have to pay extra for them. If you're traveling with other adults and they want to be a part of the Clear lane with you, they'd have to pay up to 3 adults could travel with you, and it would be $99 for each adult. So instead of paying the full $179 again, they can just pay $99. So that's Clear Plus, and most people that I know that use Clear, they use it with TSA PreCheck. So they buy both. This brings me to the next one, Global Entry. So Global Entry is actually something I had not heard of until recently, but Global Entry is for those people who want to travel internationally more, and it'll help them get through customs faster. So if you're not doing any international travel, I wouldn't suggest getting Global Entry and just stick with TSA PreCheck and or Clear Plus. But if you are going to travel internationally more, even if I would say just one time a year, then I would say go ahead and try for Global Entry. And I say that because it includes TSA PreCheck. So you'd only have to pay for Global Entry instead of Global Entry and TSA PreCheck. So Global Entry is $100, and again, it is for 5 years. And when you renew it, it's also another $100. And then with Global Entry, it's good for airports, certain airports, I should say, land. So if you're driving across borders, and it's good for sea. So I'm assuming this is for cruises. So that was another reason why I went ahead and wanted to do Global Entry, because it included. So I think I just kind of spoiled it a little bit. I am kind of caving in. I know the tips I just gave is like, well, you just said you're doing Global, you're paying for one of these things, but that was after a very long time of not paying. But I'm also trying to travel internationally more, so that is why I'm doing it. If I was still just doing domestic travel, I probably would just stick with going through the regular line, because most of the time the wait is not that bad, at least not to me. I also get to the airport early enough to not have to worry about missing my flight or anything. But Global Entry, again, has the same benefits of TSA PreCheck and help you get through customs faster. So there's another program I've heard of, I just recently heard about, that is similar to Global Entry, but you don't have to pay. It's called Mobile Passport Control. So we finna just research live here. So this is an app that you can use. It's for eligible travelers, because you do have to, I'm assuming, still apply. But I'm taking this credit that goes to the U.S. Customs and Border Control. No, U.S. Customs and Border Protection. So it's saying that it allows travelers to submit their travel documents, photos, custom declarations through this app. Again, and it is free. I've already paid my $100 for global entry, so it's too late for me. It's non-refundable. But this is something I might consider doing. It's something you don't have to pay for if you're traveling internationally. I will probably download it and I will test it out when I travel to Mexico later this year. But yeah, so those are the options that if you just really don't want to wait in line, go ahead and pay the additional fee for those different programs.
So if you have decided to move forward with applying to one of these programs, I'm going to show you how. We're going to start off with TSA PreCheck. So they do have a How Do I Apply for TSA PreCheck page. I can leave a link to that down below. But basically, you'll go to tsa.gov/precheck, and that will take you to their main page that'll show you the benefits it offers and how to apply. So for how to apply, you would apply online, and then you can select your enrollment location. And at this enrollment location, this is where you're going to give them your fingerprints, any documents like your ID, passport, what have you, and then your photo capture, and then you'll pay your $78 at that point, and then you'll get your TSA PreCheck number. So it's pretty simple enough. But when it comes to the enrollment options, they have two. They have IDMIA, not sure if I said that correctly, and Telos, also not sure if I said that correctly. I do think based on where you are or based on which enrollment center you choose will determine if you're doing IDMIA or Telos. When I looked at the enrollment centers near me, all of them had IDMIA. I don't know how you say it, but that was the one in my area. I rarely saw any Telos ones. But a good thing about this is that their enrollment centers also include Office Max or Office Depot or I think Staples. So just check in your area to see. They do have an enrollment location finder, and that'll show you based on which one you go to, what enrollment program you'll be a part of. Now the telephone costs more, so I wouldn't do that one, but do what works for you. So now we're going to move on to Clear. So you'll go to enroll.clearme.com/enroll, and you can start the process online and then finish at the airport. So the next time that you're going to the airport, you can just finish everything up there. Should be pretty quick and straightforward, but you'll fill out your details form here and then proceed to the next step. I'm not sure what the next step is because I haven't applied. So we're going to go ahead and move on to global entry because I didn't record when I initially applied. But you'll go to their website and you'll click on Apply Now. So here it actually shows you the different programs that they host. So they do still show you TSA PreCheck and global entry, but they also show Nexus, Sentry, and Fast. And then down below, if you're not sure which one would work best for you, they have a kind of a questionnaire to help you figure it out. Now, it does take 4 to 6 months for everything to be fully processed for global entry. I'm not sure if that's before or after the actual interview, so I'm hoping it'll be finished in time I go on my Mexico trip. And again, that's the questionnaire I was talking about. And like I said it before in the video earlier, if you're not traveling internationally, I wouldn't go with global entry because you're not going to use it. So once you click on the Apply Now for global entry and you start that process, you will pay the $100 at that point. And then you'll get your pre-approval. But that pre-approval is because you still need to schedule your interview. So you'll be able to schedule it after you get pre-approved. Once that happens, you'll choose your enrollment location. So it's a little bit different from TSA PreCheck where you can go to an Office Depot. You can't just go to an Office Depot for global entry. You do have to go to one of their enrollment centers, which are usually, for the most part, at the airport. So for the airport closest to me, they didn't have any availability anytime soon. So I decided to check if there would be availability in the enrollment center at the airport I was going to in February, which would be Puerto Rico, and they had openings. So I scheduled mine for a different city. Now, I only did that because I was going somewhere, and I thought if I can already get it done, that would be what's best. You can also try to see if you want to stop by your enrollment center and just see if they have an opening. But for me, I live 40 minutes away from the airport, so I don't want to go out of my way just for this. I'd rather already be going on a trip to do this. I just didn't have time to do it at my local airport and just made an appointment for the airport I'll be landing in. So that is the details behind global entry. Just slightly more complicated. But if you got money like that and you can travel to a different city just on a whim, then you can try to see if another enrollment center is available for you to go to. But that is how you apply to all 3 programs.
If you like this video, please leave a like down below, consider subscribing, and leave a comment if you've used these different features. Do they really help you get through it faster? Is it better to combine TSA and Clear or Global Entry and Clear? I just don't. I can't justify paying so much, especially if it was every 5 years like the rest of it, then yeah, I would go ahead and pay for Clear Plus. I just can't, at least for my pockets right now. But if you've done it, please let me know how it is. Is it really worth it? But until the next video, I will see you later, Overthinkers. And it's true. Let him get it out. You tell him. You tell him. So yeah, that's something new. That's something that you don't have to pay for if you're traveling international.